everyone thinks that when you become a successful trader, you'd have a big epiphany, bam, and then okay, I'm a trader. And the reality is, it's you'll have epiphanies, but it's a lot of little things, and you got to put all these little pieces together. So it's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of little things when it comes to trading. Now, I was looking for a way to explain this. This is something I've been noodling with and writing about in the mornings, along with a few other things along these lines. Is that you really want to be in tune with the market, seek to be one with the price. And then I got to thinking about how do I express that metaphorically. And Greg Morris, his column over at Stock Charts, and I don't know if he's done many lately since he's retired, but it was called Dancing with the Trend. And he wanted to name his book Investing with the Trend the same thing, but the publisher didn't like the name or whatever. And I think it's a much better name than Investing with the Trend. The publisher was looking for a broader audience who would understand. But anyway, long story endless, Dance with the Trend is what you really need to seek to do. Number 34,984. Now, what's the one thing you should want as a trader? And you know, obviously we all want to make money, but how are you going to make that money? Well, there's only one way to make money trading, and that's to capture a trend. If you short a market here, you have to cover here. I'm not saying buy low, sell high. And if you buy a market here, you have to sell it here. From here to here is a trend. Okay, that's the only way to make money. So realistically, as a trader, what's the one thing you should want? And the one thing you should want would be to seek truth in price. What is, unless you're Bill Clinton. I did not have sex with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. You want to seek truth in price. Bill Clinton, he used a Chewbacca theory when he was asked if he had sex with that woman, for those of you who are a little younger. And he's like, it depends on what the word is, and like, okay. But you want to seek the truth in price. Is it going up? Is it going down? Or is it going sideways? Much easier said than done, as long as you're not an active participant. As I've said ad nauseum so many times that I've gotten credit for it, but the real author or whoever was Linda Raschke. Linda Raschke said, if you want to know which way a market is headed, ask a 6-year-old kid. Now, let's say you're long a market and the market's going up. Well, your reaction is, yay, everything's good, right? You're in tune with the market. You're dancing with the trend. Everything's great. Let's say the market's down and you are short the market, then once again, you're happy and you're dancing with the trend. Now, the animosity comes in when you're long and the market is going down, or short and the market's going up, and all of a sudden you're kind of upset. Well, if the market is headed in your direction, everything's fine. You just follow along like a good little trend following moron. But when it's not, you tend to have a little perceptual distortion. It might obviously be in an uptrend, but you might see something a little better. You might say, well, it's bottoming out or whatever. And its first cousin is selective perception, okay? You ever long a market, it goes down, it goes down, it goes down, it goes down, it feels like Chinese water torture, and all of a sudden you get a little bit of an uptick and you're like, oh, thank God it stopped going down, it's going up now, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just taking a breather in the downtrend, and that's selective perception, okay? So selective perception is seeing the things you want to see. Perceptual distortion is actually seeing something that's not there. And that's where your 6-year-old kid can help you out quite a bit. The other thing that happens quite a bit, and this is something that I was a little hesitant to start this week because there's so much that I think could come from this. But another thing would be like just justification and confusing the issue with facts, okay? News and, well, this tariff thing might just be temporary or whatever the case may be, as opposed to looking at the charts and trading the charts.